Welcome. This is Tarot to a T. Today's reading will be for April 2023. Can you believe we're already there? This will be for the sign of Leo. So we're going to open up a general inquiry. What message does Leo need to hear for April 2023? Message for Leo. Oh, there's a lot going on. Okay. So I'm going to do this a little differently. If you've been with me before, by the way, thank you for coming back. Thank you to all my subscribers. Just changing up my format just a little. You'll just notice a couple little changes here. And if this is the first time to my channel, welcome. So we're first going to look at the message, and then we're going to deal some new cards for the advice, just to kind of expand on it a little bit and see how it goes. Message for Leo. So we got 5 of spades, 6 of clubs, 8 of spades, Joker. One second, please. Things might be in the up in the air for you in the work sector. I'm seeing that with the eight of spades and the Joker energy. It's also this black and white Joker is also the Fool energy. It's about not knowing what lies ahead. So it kind of goes hand in hand that you don't know what's going on. But there's some stress at work. That's what I see so far. There's also some changes here. You're breaking yourself off from something or somebody. Perhaps a connection that has been going on a while, and you've decided to break either off from that person. It could be a relationship, like a romantic relationship, of course, or there's some aspect of the relationship. I'm picking up like you're putting up some kind of boundary, but there's a change there, and it's leading to some personal growth. Or this personal growth that you've recently had, probably emotionally, has led to this change. As a matter of fact, whatever change you've made, Leo, is going to lead to more options and opportunities ahead. It's like you've opened the door. So you're going to be able to go forward because you've been able to let something go. Now, this letting go could also have to do with this work situation. Perhaps you've let go of an idea of your future. Let's say you're employed. I'm speaking to those that are employed in that sense. Like maybe you had great hopes that you would be there for a while, and you're starting to see the cracks in the foundation, and it's not going to be a great situation for you long term. Now, if you're self-employed, it could be that you're breaking yourself off from some ideas that are really not panning out. The Ace of Spades also talks about putting in too many hours. Like you're overworking in some respect, some aspect of it. Let's see what else you got going on. The 3 of diamonds, the 4 of diamonds, 4 spades, and 7 of diamonds. So you've got some kind of windfall here with the 4 diamonds. You might be a little bit on the fence on how to handle it, because there is the warning with the 7 of diamonds about gambling, excessive spending on things that you shouldn't prioritize ahead of taking responsibility. This is more luxurious spending, actually. It's definitely a very... You've got mixed feelings around it. Now, 3 of diamonds does talk about that, like that. I don't like to use the word confusion, but there's some kind of uncertainty or confusion around money matters. Now, things are looking very good and stable in your home life here. You came out of a period of stress recently, so maybe the first half of 2023 wasn't looking so good financially, because this is looking actually very good. And I do want to also stress the 4 of diamonds does tell you to be careful with the spending. So you've got a windfall. And if it's not like your bank account looking really fat, there's some kind of abundance associated with that. So don't look at that as a literal, you've got this wad of money and you're sitting on top of the world. It just could be some kind of other abundance. Maybe there's some form of gain. I'm hearing some kind of gain that makes you feel like you finally made it, or that you can take a break. Hence the stress relief. So I'm seeing, again, just to recap, I'm seeing that you are up in the air about your work situation. Not sure where that's headed. There's definitely some stress there. And you've decided to put up some kind of boundary, either with a person or with this work situation or some other situation outside of that. But you've got some abundance coming in here in April that's gonna lead to some decisions that you're gonna have to make. So I'm seeing some very positive aspects. Oh, let me put that back in. The King of Clubs, that's actually your card. It's a fire sign energy, Sagittarius or Aries as well as Leo. But the King is about taking control, having some power and authority in some way. Not necessarily around money matters, but very... it's a very generous king. This king can also give out solid advice to other people. It could stem from this personal growth. Like you've gained some kind of wisdom, some insight. And now it's kind of put you in this place where other people can come to you for advice. Now, if people aren't literally like marching towards you for advice, just know that you've taken some kind of stand, or you've reached some kind of milestone that has put you in this place of power. You catch my drift? So in other words, you have that new control in whatever aspect and whatever form that takes. With the Jack of Hearts, you also got your heart open, which is nice. You also could be dealing with a younger or less mature, let's say, water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But I tend to read the Jack of Hearts as being vulnerable in the sense that you have your heart open. So whatever's going on, for example, it may not speak to that directly, but I'm kind of seeing a connection there. Whatever's going on in this work situation, and you're unsure of where it's headed, this tells me you have a lot of hope. You haven't been squashed. You're not like in the deep hole of despair and thinking you're in a hole that it's just not going to change and you can't get out of it. It's not that at all. You have your heart open, which means you're looking towards the future. This King of Diamonds, yeah, you're in this mode of taking control of your finances for sure. You also could be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Again, somebody in some kind of power or authority. But I'm seeing, I don't know why I'm picking up the King. The King energy is coming through very clear here for you, Leo. Especially if you have some kind of abundance that's fallen at your feet. This could be as simple as a raise. This doesn't, like I said, this doesn't mean you have a huge inheritance or you won the lottery. I mean, if you did, congratulations, it could also mean that. But it could be as simple as a raise. I just like to clarify that, because sometimes I think people will look at these readings and say, well, I don't have any kind of money coming in. You have it in some form. You have to think outside the box. And it could be something you've taken for granted if you don't recognize it as such, you see? Very important to be grateful for everything that comes our way, or that we already have, and not be in that, that mode of lack. The Eight of Clubs, again, there's some kind of decision to be made. It could stem from the finance or abundance situation, some kind of decision you're trying to make in that regard. This talks about being at a crossroads. You could be also stuck on some kind of outcome or idea around it, so there's a bit of stubbornness. Interesting reading so far. I think I like this new format because it's giving me different angles, and that was what I was going for. I felt like my readings were getting a little bit too routine in some sense, so like I said, this is kind of an experiment. Thank you for your patience here. The Ten of Hearts. You are You have experienced, I'm going to say you are, but you have experienced some kind of completion here that's led to great happiness and celebration. Not sure exactly what that's about. Maybe it's the move that you made here, this change. Someone or something that you broke yourself off from, you put up the boundary, you said enough is enough. That's breaking away from an old habit, right? It's led to great personal growth. You've achieved that. That could be what this happiness is. It's closed a chapter in your life. It's pretty huge. So take that how it fits your situation. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's what I'm picking up on. Some kind of boundary that was set. Let's go ahead and get some cards of advice. I am going to deal it a little bit different. We'll push these up here. See how this works. I think I have enough room for that. A couple more. Well, okay. They want to come out at the same time. Just want to make sure we see them. I didn't think about the space I was making on my table here when I was urged, I was impulsed to do this new spread. Okay, 3 of spades, 10 of spades, 7 of clubs, 8 of diamonds, and then 9 of diamonds. So I see this is where you're headed. The 3 of spades is about some kind of worry or stress. So could be interpreted a couple different ways. I'm not exactly getting a clear message on that. It's just kind of like whatever stress or worry that you're experiencing at the moment, I feel like it stems from this 10 of spades that it's acknowledging you had something in the past that ended. That was pretty substantial. I dare say traumatic. It was some kind of major loss, some kind of major disappointment. It wrapped up a chapter in your life. That stress and worry is still there. Perhaps you're worried that it's never going to be completely over, that you're never going to experience freedom from those feelings, whatever feelings they brought up, anger, bitterness, sadness. You would know how that fits your situation. Again, I'm an intuitive reader, so I see an impression. I just don't see details and physical aspects necessarily of what's going on. But what's exciting is you have this, if I can pick them up, sorry, 7 of clubs and the 8 of diamonds. So the 7 of clubs talks about feeling trapped in some way, some kind of confinement, but it is combined here with this 8 of diamonds energy, which is entrepreneurial. Entrepreneurial. I always have trouble with that word. Entrepreneurial. 8 of diamonds is also that solo effort. Now, if you aren't starting a business, you're embarking on some kind of solo effort, but you're feeling there's a feeling of entrapment that you have to break out of to achieve this 8 of diamonds. You see where I'm getting at? So at the moment, you're still stressed about something in the past that's burdening you to the extent that you're feeling like you can't move. That's 7 of clubs. Imprisonment. But I see the cards here are acknowledging that once you make this bold move in this effort towards this solo effort, I should say, it's going to pay off, because the 8 of diamonds also talks about putting hard work and effort and energy into something and it really paying off. Like you reap major rewards from that, especially with the 9 of diamonds. So any of you that have thought about moving away from somebody emotionally, or perhaps even disconnecting yourself from a work situation, once you get over the stress and worry and whatever major disappointment and pain that you had to go through, that's keeping you trapped. You need to go ahead and embark on that solo journey. You catch my drift? That's what it's urging you to do. You're being encouraged to go off on that solo journey. And this Nine of Diamonds is that completion. This is that achievement. It's complete satisfaction. Usually around some kind of abundance, of course, because diamonds are highlighted with that. I'm going to ask for more cards of advice. I see that actually this situation I was just talking about, like if it's a work situation, it's very much tied up with the Eight of Spades and you not feeling sure about it. I don't know if that's a nudge to a particular Leo who needs to leave a work situation and go off on your own and not be afraid. Hence the stress of that. This is the Queen of Hearts. It also could be self-nurturing. I need to get some water, sorry. I have water today, not tea. But it's serving its purpose. Okay, this is water energy again. Of course, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. If you aren't dealing with somebody who's very nurturing and caring towards you, again, kind of a motherly figure, or you're being encouraged to move towards someone who can nurture you, this is about self-nurturing as well. So you could be encouraged to extend that to yourself, take care of yourself in whatever way. Usually I would say it's emotional with the Queen of Hearts. Perhaps around these feelings of stress and worry, uncertainty. Any more cards of advice? Of course. And this is going to lead to your greatest abundance, Leo. It's going to complete, again, some kind of chapter. You're going to achieve success. Do you see how this pivots, though? Letting go of whatever this is. The feelings around this are holding you back. And therefore, it's keeping you from your Eight of Diamonds in some way. But once you break away from that self-nurturing perhaps is the key to this. I won't hesitate to say that. Maybe it's as simple as that. Maybe it's not actually the doing. It's more taking care of your needs in whatever form that needs to happen emotionally, giving yourself that encouragement, giving yourself that permission. Let's say it is an entrepreneurial pursuit, giving yourself permission to try something and it may fail, but just giving yourself permission to do that, to take the first step, you see. I mean, this is fantastic. If that's at the end of the tunnel for you, and this, you've got all these great cards of success here. I know, I'm also picking up this Ten of Spades can be disappointment in the past. That you've tried things before and they didn't work out. Let's see if there's any more cards of advice. Although I do like ending on that Ten of Diamonds because that's pretty fantastic energy right there. Again, this is a general reading. If it doesn't fit your situation perfectly or at all, please come back and join me for the next one. Because general readings can't possibly apply to every Leo under the sun, can they? Just like to mention that, okay? No, that wasn't quite it. Okay. Well, yeah, there's still some struggle and fight here. Perhaps in learning how to take care of yourself and learning what you truly need. I'm not picking up that you're struggling with a person. I don't think this is about a person. I think this is an inner battle. I'm hearing inner demons. You're fighting your own demons. That could be what the Ten of Spades represents, those inner demons. This is pretty heavy with this. I think I'm going to draw one more card. I was trying to feel if I should stop there. Because I was looking this up here, and it's like, so your home life and whatever, your physical stability is very solid. You have no problems there. And you have this personal growth, I think, that's led to some pretty fantastic endings, closures. Closures, I'm hearing closures. But you still have something to work on with this work situation. I kind of see that as the focus in April. Honestly, I do. Any more cards of advice can you give Leo for April 2023? Yeah, there we go. Changes in your finances. Yeah, this is eventually going to lead to changes in your finances, especially if you learn how to self nurture or seek that from outside sources, whatever whatever you need. It fits that scenario. It doesn't matter where it comes from. I just feel like there's some kind of lack there. This I would just say that this usually involves some kind of settlement or negotiation. It could be the negotiation with yourself. In other words, if you have to work 40 hours a week, putting energy into something else, so that you could start moving in this direction and getting, well, literally getting yourself unstuck. Hey, I had to do a battery change. There is a slight break in the video, but again, getting yourself unstuck, I think, is the focus of this reading. That's where I was going to go with that thought before I heard the camera click off. You know? And I think it revolves around this work situation, so I think I'm seeing somebody who's either in some kind of pursuit that's not working, or they're employed and they really need to be off on their own. Very strong focus on that for April 2023. I am going to end it there. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've gained some insight. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to hit subscribe notifications if you'd like to see when the next reading comes out. And I did want to announce that I am going to start doing individual readings probably by mid-April. So look for information in the description box if you're interested in that. Not this reading, but then in a couple of weeks, there'll be information in there on how to do that if you're interested, okay? Okay, Leo, enjoy your April, and I will see you again soon. Take care.